my God, you guys, what is going on between Diddy and Albie Shore? Diddy just got Albie Shore's book shut down, okay? We got to talk about this. This is exclusive from Page 6, okay? But actually, let me read what they said. But I want to say, I blame the book's publishers for this actually happening. Because listen to this. And I know I've been one of the most skeptical people about a lot of ish that Albie Shore says out of his mouth. Why? I don't trust deadbeat dads. I don't trust deadbeat dads, and I don't trust dads where if you're like, he had to run to save his life. So you think that somebody is an abuser, you think somebody is murking people, you think somebody's behind the murk of you, but you somehow leave your child that he has no blood with, that is handsome, and we know Diddy love a handsome man. You leave that degenerate to raise him? At what point do you say, I gotta sacrifice my life for my child? This motherfucker didn't even step in child support court. He didn't even make one effort to lift a finger to do anything to rescue Kim or his kid, but then said they were best friends before she passed away. I guess. Anyway, that's why I'm skeptical of him. But get this. Simon & Schuster puts Albie Shore's book on ice amid creative differences over Diddy. They said there's a battle over Diddy between Albie Shore. There's a battle over Diddy between Albie Shore and Simon & Schuster. The publisher had promised that the singer, who was once married to Diddy's late ex Kim Porter, would reveal dirt on Diddy in a new book, including a claim that he had something to do with him falling into a coma in 2022. But after announcing the memoir, Do You Believe Me Now? Well, if you had something to say, I would have. In May, ahead of Diddy's trial, Simon & Schuster has pulled it from its website, and they're saying the project is on ice. I hope he got his advance. Albie Shore's lawyer, Robert J. Hampman, told Page 6 that there's been creative differences over Diddy between Albie Shore and the publisher. They said Simon & Schuster wanted him to include more stuff about P. Diddy, but he didn't want to go there. Okay, he didn't want to go there. So, hold on. But he didn't want to go there. He hopes that it will actually work out for them. They said the book is suddenly unavailable for pre-order on Amazon, which along with Audible posted a new release date of December 31st, 2015. The page for the audio edition of the book has also been removed from Amazon entirely. Albie Shore and Diddy's history dates back to 1990, Uptown Records, they said Kim had a son, Quincy Brown, who Diddy adopted. Now, let me just pause right there. This is the first thing, you're a deadbeat dad. You ain't have to give up parental. You have to sign adoption papers. The fact that you willingly and literally signed over your parental rights to someone that had you living in fear, didn't go to the feds, didn't go to the police, didn't even go to child support. Shut up, okay? They said Albie has been one of Diddy's most vocal industry critics amid his trial and various ongoing sexual assault allegations. He even said in interviews promoting the book that he believes Diddy had something to do with his 2022 coma that resulted in him having a liver transplant. He also cast doubt on pneumonia being the cause of Kim's passing. His remarks about Diddy and Kim set off a media firestorm as he speculated about possible ties between his life-threatening medical crisis and Sean Combs. Readers were promised a memoir that reveals the untold story of his near-death health emergency, shocking ties to Sean Combs, romance with the late Kim Porter, and extraordinary highs and life-threatening lows of being a pioneering new jack swing superstar. While claiming Simon & Schuster wanted more Diddy in the tome, Hampman also told us, that's Albie's lawyer, told us he believes somebody could have interfered because they were afraid of the truth coming out. I mean, I'll say one thing about Albie Shore. I used to laugh at him being like, oh my God, Diddy got people everywhere. Until I went through the Diddy trial and I saw the way Diddy's horrible PR literally orchestrated, in my mind, all these people to come after me. All these lowlives, all these people pretending to be journalists, all these people, they orchestrated. It wasn't just me, it was a lot of people. So it is true that they try to silence voices, and they are bullies, and they are thugs. But why didn't Simon Schuster publish it? He said, if someone interfered, we're going to investigate. We'll speak To a famed private eye, Bo Dilt. We're thinking of getting Bo Dilt to investigate. They said Diddy has never commented on Albie Shore's allegations, and multiple sources told us they handle him with kid gloves because he's mentally unstable. See, now this makes me think that Albie Shore is telling the truth. Now Albie Shore is mentally unstable. Okay. His lawyer said he's not mentally deficient. If anyone says he's insane, come out and contact me directly so we can sue them. Again, this makes me, I waver whether he has something to say or not. But Diddy calling somebody mentally unstable, what is more mentally unstable than the way Diddy views the world and the way his legal team told the world to view? I look at that as mental insanity, but whatever. And a love of a lifetime. Okay, so here's the thing, and it needs to be said, okay? I mean, here's the thing. I blame the book's publishers for this, okay? I think that they should have honestly known better. I'm looking at like I got the transcript of the first page, and you know I was going to have a book club on it, right? But what I guess they didn't realize is how much of a brazen liar that he can be sometimes, or an exaggerator, okay? I wasn't there. I can't say he was lying, but I just don't trust deadbeat dads. I think that if you will abandon your child, what else will you do, okay? And I think the ghostwriter might have realized that they were setting themselves up to be sued like crazy with Diddy's team. And I do think that Diddy is broke. And I think not broke, but I think he's looking to sue, not like, yeah, maybe bloggers and stuff, because, you know, he's vindictive. But I think he would like to sue a CBS, an HBO, a Simon & Schuster to recoup some of that big money. I think he saw Cassie get $10 million from the Intercontinental, and he was like, and he thought he could get more money to replenish the money he paid on lawyers if he can sue big places, right? Okay? And here's the thing. I think for a moment, Albie Shore, if you believe he was putting 20 on 30, had everyone fooled, at least to get the initial book deal. I hate having to do redemption for a deadbeat dad. And it's not just Quincy. Listen to what his other kids are saying, because they ain't have Diddy to blame, okay? But even then, okay, I'm looking through this transcript. They could have had their lawyers navigate the Kim Porter stuff, you know, because Albie Shore does have a story to tell. He does. It's a memoir I think a lot of people would read, and I would even do a book club about it, because don't forget, he comes from an era of hip hop where everybody knew each other, and it was like the Wild West. People were doing whatever they wanted to whoever they wanted, okay? It's an era that a lot of people want to know about, and they want to know behind the scenes stuff of what actually went down, who was really friends, whether somebody was grimy or a good person. There's a lot of history that I think Albie Shore knows that a lot of people wanted to know. And here's the thing. We don't need to think that Diddy murked Kim Porter or Diddy murked Albie Shore for it to be a bestseller. Because the truth, even if you look at Diddy's trial, the truth of what he agreed to was so about the violence and the way he is and what he was so egregious that even getting snippets of what was going on back then, the making of a monster, how he hit it, that still would have been really, really amazing. Again, maybe Diddy didn't have anything to do with Albie Shore's death. Or maybe he did. Maybe Diddy didn't have anything to do with Kim Porter's death. Or maybe he did. But I will say, right? There's a story there, and I think Simon & Schuster dropped the ball. Again, it takes me back to the RICO and the sex trafficking, okay? Maybe that dumb jury didn't find him guilty of RICO, didn't find him guilty of sex trafficking, okay? But the fact that everybody is acting like he wasn't exposed to be an absolute creep, weirdo, disgusting, violent, morally depraved animal? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, we don't need to think that he murked Kim Porter in order to read Albie Shore's book. Just like we don't need to think that Diddy tried to murk Albie Shore to read his book. Just the behind the scenes and an honest behind the scenes about what type, like take him to like, yeah, I was a deadbeat, but this is also what was going on. Do you see what I'm saying? Just even a monster can write a good book about another monster. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. Are y'all sad the book ain't coming out? I hope he self-publishes it on Amazon. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.